We are the prey and we are the hunters. Now, I've got to say, there's been quite a bit of controversy coming throughout this new show that's coming out known as Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, because it reminds people a little bit too much, and a bit of the coincidence has been done by the same studio, directors, animators, all the same people here, of the little series that people might have heard of, Attack on Titan. Now, here is the thing coming into this. Does Attack on Titan's new kind of a pet series that they're kind of working on until season 2? Does it meet up to expectations? Is it just a 100% just plain rip-off? Well, what's going on? Well, I'm Savagezweipanda and I'm here happy to help you, to let you know that this show actually has some legs to stand up on its own. Now, don't get me wrong when I'm hearing about that. It does take a lot of things from Attack on Titan, like a huge amount of that stuff, but it's still got some very interesting premises and very unique characters that I feel like this show can definitely hold itself own and can definitely be known as perhaps one of those big series for the year. So our main character, Ikoma, seems to be working in sort of a similar situation of what the Wall of Rose of Maria is like in Attack on Titan. I swear to God, the series is pretty much like a giant railway version of just the Wall of Maria and Rose, and pretty much this is the only real safe way to get around, because these fucking these massive Kabaneris, you cannot outrun these guys. These guys are ridiculously fast. They're pretty much near unstoppable and all that, and I it's pretty much more of the steampunk version of people use steam railway rifles. They travel by train, and what I like about the main character Ikoma is that he's sort of an engineer. He cleans up the jobs and stuff like that, and he's been actually making his own weapon, which is pretty much working on to being a pile bunker. Pretty much, it's a close range weapon with high pressure that just fires out and literally just destroys. Because the one thing I really did like about them is that they're humanoid more than the actual Titans themselves in Attack on Titan, which is very unique. So I guess in a way, you can think of them more as the cause, you can compare them more to zombies in a way, because obviously once you get bitten, you get infected, you gotta take over. I do love the really neon glow though to them, and how they have to keep inspecting it, and it has has this steampunk era, but then also as well some of the characters very designed it's a lot like feudal Japan. It looks especially when you get to see the other character who seems to be I guess the Mikasa of the group, but a lot more happy clappy and more positive than that. Mume, I believe her name was. I'm not gonna lie, she probably had one of the most badass scenes in the episode, which we'll get onto later. But to kind of get around, the guy gets kind of thrown into prison because he was carrying a lot of Kabaneri hearts, and he was no, I need this for research points. And when we got to see come around there, and it's yeah, this kind of place is a little bit fucked up, a little bit corrupted. One of the trains get taken over, and pretty much those giant fucking monsters just kind of running around, and it's well, it's just it won't stop, and the guys are stupid enough to come around and say oh quick, we're pulling up the bridge and stuff like that, and it's too late. They're already attacking the wall, and they're literally going in and they're biting. I've got to say, gore levels, it's beautiful. I love the gore levels, biting into their necks, eating them alive and stuff like that. I genuinely really enjoy that kind of stuff to it. And well, Ikoma, this is the thing, when you're looking at him, because obviously the comparison is well, obviously he kind of wants revenge and he want to kill all of them, kind of how Eren Yeager is in Attack on Titan. I've got to lie, this is my first episode impressions. I like Ikoma more than I did with Eren in the first few episodes of Titan, because there wasn't too much to Eren's character apart from I wanted revenge, so I'm gonna get strong. Ikoma already at the start has said that he's really smart. He has some real tactics. He knows what's going on and stuff like that. And I kind of like that, and he has obviously his own sense of justice, and I kind of like that in the character. So he isn't just 2.0. That could completely change throughout this series though, so I'm really hoping that he keeps he improves and stuff like that. There's more to him. But when you get to see him try out the gun for the first time and blows it into that monster, I was that was great, because the guy's plan was he cut himself, got one of their attention by blood, because that's how they get attracted to it. They get attracted by blood, and they go out, and then he puts it right in front of his fucking chest and blows the thing up. However, though, he gets bitten, and it's oh shit. I've got to do it. And I was I thought the episode was going to leave on that cliffhanger, and I'm really? Is this the way? But no, the guy literally came up with a plan anyway. If it didn't work, and it's if he got bitten, or the way he's going to physically reject the actual, saying it's not a curse and all that, when it's like some sort of disease or something we can cure her, and like he hangs himself on there, choking the life out of him. He's got like this little pen in his arm, which I'm guessing that might belong to his little sister, like, or his like childhood friend, because you can definitely see that his like he got attacked once before by like it's like these Kabaneri like these monsters, and it was just like they ate the girl, and I was like, oh, that's fucked up, and I've seen that shit. And I've got to say, like, the music, oh my god, the music was fucking, I'm glad they got the same people. Music, animation-wise, beyond stellar. Absolutely perfect. This is the best looking show so far this season. Like, I've said that, there's some real spectacle lookers out there, and some of them is like Bungo Stray Dogs, My Hero Academia, but this one takes the cake so far on its first episode. Like, just character-wise, especially whenever you saw that chick like Mume or Ayame, it just looked absolutely stunning. Like even as like when you see like the fire and everything going around, even like it blends very well with the CGI, and I love it. I'm normally such a stickler. I hate CGI most of the time, but it's like it works well in this environment with this steampunk, dark, gritty stuff. I love that kind of stuff working into it, and it's like, you know, I kind of do like kind of them working with the guns and stuff like that, and it's like it's really unique. And one thing, like just the music when he kicked in and he's like, no, I'm gonna reject, like I'm gonna change everything like that, like when that music kicked in, it was really badass. Like that is definitely like the same person that composed like the Attack on Titan stuff. Like I love Attack on Titan scenes. Like now that's the thing, like we can talk a bit about the opening, because I believe that was the opening that we got to see like right at the end, because they normally do this in anime, and like being done by like the same person that did Brave Shan, I believe. It's not the most addictive, like it ain't no like Attack on Titan opening one like that. So I'm hoping that the ending's a little bit more hyper once we finally get to actually hear it, and like we only saw a little bit of recaps, so hopefully we'll get an actual kind of opening next week or something like that. But definitely I'm hooked onto it. Mume, she had the best part of the episode. She had one of those monsters attack her, like at a priest. The priest kind of like what he did, like, which I love, is like they have these little suicide things where they blow their chests out like that and do that, and I'm like, wouldn't you want to do that to your head? Actually, like, wouldn't you want to pull that on your head and, like, you know, blow your brains out instead? Like, when you wouldn't feel pain and like that, you just die like that. Like, so, like, when she pulled out, like, which I love her, like, I love the whole kimono design. I absolutely love that, and like sort of like the little like shoes that she wears, because there's knives on the bottom of them, and she's got little bells on them. I love that, and she fucking kicks that monster's head clean. I mean, clean off. She kicks it so hard that her fucking like boots just get stuck into the wooden like fucking part. And it was like, that was so badass. I was like, all right, Mume already, like, she established herself that she's a bit of the badass, and that she's obviously something special, because that's why she get called in the first place. I'm kind of hoping for the other characters and all that. I feel like that, like, kind of like that rich guy's kind of daughter and all that. Like, I'm hoping Ayame, like, I believe her name was. Like, I'm hoping there's going to be something more to her, because you kind of saw, like, oh, she was using an archery stuff, so hoping that might come into play somewhere. Mume, obviously, she looks like a very capable fighter. Ikoma, I'm thinking, like, I love the part, like, this thing, like, pretty much a pile bunker. Like, it only seems useful, like, at close range. Like if you want to get nothing first, but it's like, when you're going against that, it's like, I feel like maybe that, like, that just might be me, maybe that might be, like, rock hard, like, that's not probably the only real way to, like, to come, and stuff like that, unless you got, like, a real good, sort of, like, unless you get a good kick, like Mume did. But it's like, I feel like, wouldn't you have a better chance, like, kind of using a different kind of weapon? Like, say, like, you have gun on one side and pile bunker like that, and it's like, you kind of work it on there, or use your sword, or something like that. Maybe that's because I've been seeing too much Walking Dead recently, or maybe I've been seeing other kind of stuff like this. So, that will be the situation. I'm just so glad, though, that these aren't exactly Titans 2.0. I'm glad that, like, oh, they don't just regenerate, like, you only have to hit them in a certain area, and I'm like, because you can go for the head, you can go for the heart, you can easily kill these, like, things. So I'm kind of glad that it's, like, in that situation, I hope, like, the show keeps up, because, like, just from me talking about this, I am genuinely excited about this. I'm having a blast, like, watching that. I've watched the episode twice already, because I wanted to see it again, actually, and it was like, I don't normally do that for shows. There's a few rare ones that I do, but I feel like definitely looking at that, and then definitely looking at the material that you've got, like an Attack on Titan, like, I feel like with the characters, they're, like, already design-wise, they're a lot more colourful as well, but like than the actual characters in Attack on Titan. The question is, can they like, you know, stand up to them, because there are some really good ones in there, obviously being Levi and Mikasa, and I'm hoping that Mume is kind of supposed to fill that role of like the Mikasa, like the badass girl in there, and Ikoma's obviously trying to be like a bit Eren Yeager kind of type. So there's so much we can talk about on there. I might even do like kind of like a video on it. Like I might do another video saying like if it's still done it, but that might depend. I'll have to probably maybe wait a couple episodes to see whether I'll do that or not. But so far, this, like, I would honestly say this is one of the things to check out this season. Wholeheartedly, no regrets, any of that stuff. I would wholeheartedly say this is a 9 to like just a solid 9. It's a fucking great show, like from what it is so far. And even if you haven't seen Attack on Titan yet and all that, which you're crazy if you haven't seen that yet, it's one of like the biggest shows like in the last recent like decade, like, then this is definitely going to whet your beak from all that for it. And I feel like if you loved Attack on Titan and you want more and you cannot wait, and this is what the animation that they're working with for like this show, and it's like if this work, like this actually pays off and this actually does really well, this just show like definitely that they really want, like this just kind of testing the water, seeing like, oh, we're gonna get another Titan series like that. And I feel like this is like more of our waiting period, and it's like I hope like these are all the same guys, same animes and everything that was doing Attack on Titan, because this animation is beautiful. Keep the people that are doing the music beautiful. The only real complaint I have of the episode is like, yeah, like it is going to hit some familiar trends like with coming with the Attack on Titan, and I wasn't too impressed too much with the opening too much, and that's coming from me. I love Aima, like she did one of my favorite songs like last year, like Brave Shine. That is still one of my favorite songs. Although it's really hard to top that song, but it's like that opening wasn't anything too special, but it is still a really decent song, so I'm looking forward to more of it as to come. Definitely would give it a 9, and I definitely recommend you guys to check it out, like hopefully as soon as you can, because I really want to know your guys' opinions on this show. That's all from me. So if you love Kabaneri, you love Attack on Titan, you love all kinds of anime goodness, then you hit that like and you hit the subscribe, because you know what's good for yourself here. I'll be Savagezweipanda. If you like my voice and you liked what I was saying and all that, you know, stick around and all that. You know, I appreciate the little like and subscribe. But that's all from me. So thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys, and you like Titan and Kabaneri fans, next time.